Well, good. I guess it's not even good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. For those of you working till 5 today, 5:05, time to head home. I tell you what, AJ, I do not miss a commute. I have been there, done that. It's been a minute. Now, I've had a lot of work from home and a lot of odd hour jobs, but I do not miss the 8 to 5, 9 to 5 and then a long commute gig.
Mm.
Mm. Could do without it. Okay, coming into this hour, I want to talk. So I mentioned this yesterday in passing, but I wanted to pull up the story because it was something I had worked on after the election cycle. 12 cities in Jefferson County, including Homewood, Hoover, and Clay, got new mayors in this last municipal election cycle, which just ended. That's a pretty big deal. That's a big wholesale change coming to this listening area in terms of those mayors. Now, I feel like I missed some in this list. It took me a minute to do it, but Adamsville, they had a new mayor. Argo, Brighton, Calera, Clay, Fairfield, Fultondale, Homewood, Hoover, Leeds, Mountain Brook, Trussville, Tarrant all got new mayors from this election cycle. And it one of the a lot of these were there were six open seats and six incumbents who were defeated, which is a lot more than usually in terms of the incumbents defeated. And having never in my career, and it's been a long career, it's been 20 years of doing this, having never, I've paid attention to races here or there, usually big cities, followed them, but never really gotten into the whole process and everything going into that until this year. I can tell you it's worthwhile to take the time to figure out. It's worthwhile to take a couple minutes and look and see is your city council at large, or is it in districts or wards? Who represents you? And if it's at large, who do you know, and who do you know that knows someone who's serving? What's going on? We're seeing a lot of budgets proposed right now, a lot of big changes in terms of the direction of things because of these new mayors. Transparency was a huge theme throughout this greater Birmingham region in these elections, trying to get the financial things in order for these cities where a lot of times they've been spending, like spending beyond their means because they want to grow. And you end up with cities where they're probably spending more than they should, and it's going to come up to catch up with them. Some cities where the spending has just gone unchecked. Homewood, they had theft, and then they also had abuse of credit cards that they're working to fix. Just a lot going on. So if I can encourage you to do something new in 2026, and you have not been paying attention to what's going on in your local municipality, if you live out in an unincorporated county area, pay attention to your county commission. Pay attention to the state school board. Well, the state school board too. There's going to be an open seat or open seats. But pay attention to your local school boards, your local library boards, all of those things. Because I'm looking up and have been looking up at Fox News and CNN, and you're going to see a lot of let's pay attention to what's going on around the world. But what's going on in your backyard? What's going on in infrastructure hugely? I had no idea the amount of flooding and the problems that we see in Hoover, and even some in Vestavia. I don't know if it's as prominent in Homewood and some of these other places, but the infrastructure improvements that will be needed in the coming year and years. It's worth paying attention to now before it's so dire, your tax rates go up, or things really start crumbling, and you're dealing with it as a locality on a whole. That would be my like New Year's, if I got to make a wish for your resolution, not in order, but they would be pay attention to what's going on around you. Feel free to call in, by the way, if you want to talk about some of your local issues. We had a caller call in yesterday and talk about DOT signs and how poorly maintained they are. I have seen watching these city council meetings, people come up and say, we've had problems with infrastructure for years, year after year. We come here year after year. It's passed the problem on to the next guy. Not our fault. We can't help you. I'm hoping some of these new mayors can do that. Will do that, quite honestly. And so pay attention to that. One of the big topics, and it was as I was looking at the Google trends and the trending, and I somehow have managed to close out of it again. But so a lot of the talking about things this year is, and this is a happens to us all the time when it comes to politics, is like the loudest thing. So Mondami is the Donnie, and I butcher his name every time. Uh, was the number one Google searched person in the country in 2025. The number two was Tyler Robinson. Number three is the David person who I had never even heard of until just now. Erica Kirk, number four. Pope Leo, number five. This is me looking at the most Googled people. Then there was a football player, a porn star, not kidding you there, the White House press secretary. Uh, Somehow Jimmy Kimmel was number 10. We don't think of things until they're front and center, and we've got a very dishonest mainstream media situation happening. I forgot about the camera was there, by the way. So if you're watching the live stream, hello again. But we got a very dishonest media, and you're not going to hear about things until we are basically in a crisis situation. But if I could say anything this year, pay attention to what's going on locally. Go beyond the headlines. Go beyond what the media wants us talking about. Pay attention to to out of the ordinary sources. Your 1819s, your 99.5s, your places where you're going to get people talking about things that CNN and Fox aren't necessarily talking about, because it will open your eyes, especially when it comes to those state and those local issues. So important. Okay, I'm gonna go back to some of the trending searches. So I talked about Mondami, whose name I butcher every time, and he's getting sworn in this week. That was a wake up call. We have really seen a wake up call to how far the left has gone in some places. I see that all the time with California and what's going on with Gavin Newsom there. Uh, this is there's a true detachment from reality on what is working and not working in government, and that mess around and find out. New York is about to they have messed around, and they're about to find out what the bad that can come of someone who does not understand the way our country is run, does not understand capitalism, property rights, our criminal justice system, how important that is. It is wholly frightening to consider what could go wrong in New York City, as a result of that election. But in some ways, I look at this and I say, this is going to be an opportunity. This is going to be an opportunity for people who are thinking, oh, we need this everywhere, to watch something spectacularly fail. Spectacularly fail. There's no other alternative of what's going to happen. It's I say it's likely to be immediate, but it's likely not to take a very long time for that to happen. But we're going to see what happens when somebody does not prioritize personal property rights, when someone does not prioritize taxpayer, and how wealth is earned, and how wealth is kept. So that's going to be a really interesting thing to see coming into the next year. Going to the overall searches, Charlie Kirk was the number one most searched person or thing on Google. And I think that's a really positive thing. It is a absolute horror, crying shame. It's still unbelievable to me. And I was here on radio within a day or two of of Charlie Kirk's assassination. It's unthinkable. Unthinkable. That's not a word. Unthinkable. What happened. But a lot of his views and positions, a lot of the more traditional arguments for rational policy making has come out of his death. Bible sales have gone up. I mean, truly, Bible sales have gone up following Charlie Kirk's death and in the wake of his wife going out there and talking and saying, how do you honor Charlie's memory? You honor Charlie's memory by doing these things that he wanted done. And among them was a return to faith of young individuals and families. And I think that's a really positive thing we have going on here. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I don't know what I'm going to get into. I'm going to figure it out in the commercial break. I've got a combination of topics on the show prep going on here. Some of what's going on nationally. Maybe get into some of the Somali mess because there is a cleanup attempting to happen. The state government said we've shut down some of these daycares, and then in one of them, the one we're learning was spelled wrong. That guy went on the news today talking about we're still open right after the state said they shut them down. A lot of contradictions coming out of Minnesota. Back in just a second. You're listening to Leland Live with April Marie. Well, good evening, everyone. April Marie here. I kind of want the music to play. This is good music.
Look, I'm gonna leave the station, get on my Pandora, and like just pull up some '90s country.
Please
Roll all
do.
my windows down. I know it's cold outside.
It
It's
is
okay.
cold.
I just put I probably shouldn't put a hood up.
You know, it's funny. I bought a Bluetooth connector for my dad's truck. I've mentioned before. My dad had a 99 Ford F-150.
hmm
It's got an AM/FM radio. I'm surprised it doesn't have crank windows. It's a whole thing. But I love it. I'm gonna keep that thing. I went and got it checked out. I took it over to my local mechanic. Had him look the whole thing over. I think I bought a new belt for it. Had what things look. I'm gonna keep that truck and I am going to ride around just blaring 90s country like it's my job. Like
Yeah.
it takes me back.
You need like the stage lights.
Stage lights in the car.
Yeah. Look like you're having a rock concert in there.
It's I can't desecrate my father's vehicle that way. It's funny. So I got my dad. For those who haven't heard me say this, so I grew up. I was incredibly fortunate, and I will first to tell you, talk about it very openly. I believe every family needs an intact mother, father, the whole nine. I have returned to church, and I know that to be the God's honest truth. But I grew up in a broken family, and so I had my biological dad, which is who just passed, Freddie, and then I had two stepfathers. Now my mom and my dad, to put it in perspective, by the way, they were high school sweethearts, and my mom. They had a shotgun wedding when my mom got pregnant with my older sister, and her and my dad were already broken up by the time I came along. So I didn't have a lot. I didn't know my father really growing up because I had these incredible step parents. And so my dad and I reconnected, and he is just, as an adult, when I started going to Washington, D.C. to work, he is just as country as country. He was a part of a hunt club. When he passed, he had like literally we're 20 something rifles and shotguns, and it was a whole thing. And he did small engine repair, and then small engine repair, and then also lawn care. So when we got to his house after he passed, he had these essentially like workshops with more tools than anyone should ever own. This is my message to men, and I'm talking to you men. If you have a toolbox in every vehicle, and you have multiple vehicles, and tools everywhere, do not do that to your family. For the love of all that's holy.
Why not?
I can. Do you know? Once I put everything together,
Mm-hmm.
there, and JD can attest to this. If you go find yourself at Redland Rifle, it's in JD's warehouse right now. I have more tools. I think there were like 5 generators. I think there was screwdriver. I had a picture at one point. I'll maybe repost it of the wrenches. Like the people, you can never have too many. Oh no, I promise you, there is such a thing as too many. Whatever.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No, it's
it
not.
is. For the love
I mean,
of
because because here's the
that's
thing, you got to have the right
holy.
tool, right? And each car got to have its own tool set,
It-
and then the backup tool set. Because if you don't, and somebody moves it,
My dad clearly believed this. I'm not,
it was there for a reason.
I am not exaggerating. So my dad, he had, I want to say 5, there were 5 trucks. I kept one. They've all they're staying in the family. My nephew's got one. My sister has one. One of them was like a 1994, might have even been older than that. And it was a Frankenstein truck. Like the colors didn't match on the truck.
That was like my very first car, my 1984 Chevy Impala.
It was a Frankenstein car.
Yep.
It is like my heart grew getting to know my father in ways. I was like, Daddy, like what was going on here? Because you couldn't scratch the surface knowing some of his crazy antics and hobbies and whatnot. But anyway, the truck I have, I'm keeping. It is, it's a 99 Ford F-150. It's going to be my everyday truck instead of the Suburban because I've been driving the Suburban, which I use for kids and
Oh,
soccer
you
and
be whipping that thing too.
like,
You came in. You came in because I
you
went to
get
go grab
used to
some
it.
lunch. Well, I went to go get some lunch earlier before the show, and I didn't see your car out there. I said, okay,
Mm.
let me just kind of sit
What?
here. She's gonna be pulling up here,
Then
and
you have to
then
come back
I
down.
didn't want to have to go up, come back down,
Oh, you're
take
such
her.
a gentleman. I didn't
So
realize you were waiting for me.
I was sitting there waiting, cause I knew you was gonna be showing up, and next thing I see this big old Suburban just, whoo. I mean, you're up to the steering wheel too, so I'm like,
That's the other. You know what's funny? People make fun of me so bad, and that's really unsafe. If you are a woman and don't realize this, you should have the car seat back as far as you can go and reach the pedals because of the airbag when it deploys. You don't want it deploying in
yeah.
your face. But no, that's what makes my dad's truck. I'm enjoying it
Is it a bench seat or
it's so the front is they're both. It's a bench seat and then it's got a back bench seat. But
Yeah.
the front there's the like console folds
Yeah.
down and so you can have the console
or somebody sits in the middle?
or someone sits in the middle.
Mhm.
Which my kids are tickled pink at this. They've ridden in the Suburban basically their life. I had a Tahoe before the Suburban, and they think the pickup truck is like the coolest thing. But at any rate, I'm used to the size because I've had the Suburban for so long. And so, yeah, I treat the Suburban, when I go to a car, it's a very odd feeling because I'm used to driving what I call the tank.
Right.
And now I've got the truck. But the country music is how we started on this. And then I went on a whole
You gonna
thing.
roll it out? Does it have automatic or manual windows?
It's got the automatic windows.
So he had money back in the day.
Although although the doors there's not a remote for it.
So you got to use the key to
So
get in.
you got to use the key to get in.
And to is it 4-wheel?
It is.
Okay,
It's-
so then use the
it is
key to
four-
yeah.
Well, and here's what's funny about the 4-wheel is there's like an aftermarket 4-wheel. There's the switch on it went out or something, so the dashboard is like not screwed in all the way because there's an aftermarket thing holding down with the 4. It's very entertaining. I'm gonna keep that truck for forever.
Yeah, it's classic.
It's
It's one of those trucks. Before they start changing all the stuff.
And that's
Yeah.
the guy who. So I had to have it clean because my dad was a smoker. Everybody in my family besides me, not exaggerating, everyone in my immediate family besides me, including all 3 of my dads, were smokers. My mom's sister, brother, they're all smokers. So I get in the car and I'm like, "Ooh, daddy!" And it's cloth upholstery, and so it was in there good. But when I took it to get it cleaned and checked out, everybody was like, "No, this is before." This is back when they still made good trucks. This thing will last you a while, so I'm kind of excited about that. But I'll be playing the country on the AM FM. I got myself one of those little adapters where you can turn it to a radio station that's not used, and then you can use your Bluetooth.
Yep.
We'll have all of the music you're playing here. It's good buffer music, jamming out in my truck
With the windows down.
with the windows.
Hair blowing
Yes.
in the wind, and you're gonna have like I'm trying to think of like a '90s style. What they were dressed up as.
Oh, all
back in the
denim.
day.
I'm gonna do head to toe denim.
All
That's what
denim.
we'll do. All denim.
Knowing
Yeah.
that you're very hot, but like you go wear it anyway.
That's what's happening. And
Denim shoes, denim shirts.
I will say I got a hunting conservation license plate. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna forget it's my daddy's truck, but I still my car has Florida State tags, but on his it's gonna say I can't call it anything but his truck. It's got that. It did have the toolbox in the back, but I have since taken the toolbox. Actually, JD took it out for me. Took out the toolbox so I had more space to move things. But yes, I'm
You gotta put it
thoroughly.
back though. You gotta put that toolbox back.
The man had tools
You
everywhere.
gotta put it back.
Okay,
That's
fair.
your daddy's truck.
It
So,
is my daddy's
yes.
truck. People can be like, "What is this girl doing riding around this truck?" But yes. All right, we'll be back. We will. We'll get into some of the other headlines. Feel free to call in if you want to talk about my daddy's truck or any other issue. Back in a second. Well, good evening, everybody.
Like you said, I need to put a little extra pep in my step, right? During the break, and I think I know what it is now. Every time I just turn this on, my brain just like shuts off.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what that.
Blame my music?
Yes.
You're blaming my music? I'm over here.
I feel like I'm in a bad '80s like movie.
I'm fading fast, and it's because something about being in front of this camera has made me not drink my drink. Like, usually I get in here and it's like, whoop, go down, whoop.
Well, one of the rules is you gotta be careful what you do on camera.
And so, yeah.
Is this kind of...
That's a very fair rule. When I was doing campaigns, I would tell people, don't take any picture you don't want to see on a mail piece.
Right.
Because, if you're out at an event when there's open press, don't do anything you don't want to see on the front page of paper, because that will be the picture they use.
Yeah.
And so
eating and drinking is one of the big no-nos.
I'm going to say this quietly because I don't want to get him in trouble, but I came in a couple minutes early with Andrew yesterday, and he spilled his water, and it about gave me a come apart, because I was like, someone's gonna come over here and like whack me with a ruler for having a drink in here. Like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. And now there's camera evidence. It's the whole thing. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's we know nothing. I have as I was watching you fade because of my country music,
it just puts me in a trance. I'm sorry.
It reminded me that yesterday for my sugar burst, I went to the Cumulus Cafe and overpaid for gummy Lifesavers, and so I just ate like 5 during that last break while we were here. So and by 5 I mean like 10.
Yeah. Well, and then it almost like you had like this. You went back to your childhood because the way you was eating, you had your. If you can picture me, almost like a Statue of Liberty pose, and I could just almost see you dangling your feet as you're scrolling on the internet, like, oh, let's see what I'm gonna talk about next, and you eating
and then I eat candy. It's a whole thing. This is why the YouTube cannot be on for commercial breaks. I should have refreshed my makeup while I was here. All right, for those who didn't know,
man, I'm gonna. You know what? If you bring me that radio headphone thing,
oh yeah.
Oh no, because I do have a camera, I just don't have it on me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You should do that.
Yeah.
So
see me?
Oh, I can see you.
No, you don't. I'm like David Copperfield.
That is so fantastic. So for those who have not heard the 99.5, and it's funny because I don't know that I've heard anyone besides me talk about it a lot. So everybody's gonna come back. Valerie and Richard and Andrew and Leland gonna come back, and there's gonna be a ton of viewers and be like, what happened? And April Marie happened to the YouTube, because now I'm just it's a whole thing. Okay, I wanted to get to before I have gone off on 500 different tangents. I want to talk about this a little bit more. What's going on with the Somalian fraud, because HHS this afternoon or this evening, about an hour ago, has announced they're cutting off the Minnesota child care payments over the fraud in the state, knowing there was fraud and not doing anything. So they're like, whoa. Before we send you any more money, you're going to just waste and throw away, basically give away. We're going to just we're going to pause a second. Now, that will get the state, hopefully, although I will say Walls is not the sharpest tool in the box. There you go. Not the sharpest crayon in the box either. He hopefully will go, wait, no, we really are going to handle this. No, really, actually. But they have said this afternoon, you have probably read the serious allegations that the state of Minnesota has funneled millions of taxpayer dollars to fraudulent daycares across Minnesota over the past decade. They're going to pause that money, and the state is going to be up a river if they don't do what is needed to fix this. Elon Musk, he continues. Man, he is cracking. If you do not follow Elon Musk, and I know Elon makes people mad because he goes all over the place. He's all over the map. But Elon entertains me to no end because he's not having any of this. So he's calling him traitor Tim Walz for not stopping this, for allowing it to happen, turning a blind eye. And then if you saw the press conference was basically the governor going, we got a problem, guys. We got a big problem. We have racists who are going after our people. And you're like, no, that's nobody's. It's if there were a bunch of rednecks and name a country or name a state, name a city, they're doing hundreds of millions of dollars in fraud, we'd be pretty mad about that too. They happen to be Somalian, but that's not the reason we're upset. We're upset because this is ridiculous and such blatant abuse of taxpayer dollars. You watch the video, which yesterday when I looked, it was 5 million views. I don't know where it's at right now. But the independent journalism, the going around, people are mad because it shouldn't take this. It shouldn't take a video. It shouldn't take a whistleblower from years ago coming forward today and saying, look at what's happening here for problems like this to be solved. It just infuriates the average person. The average everyday, if you walked up to someone and said, hey, a state has allowed hundreds of millions of dollars in taxpayer funds to go to fraudulent companies. Nobody's going to ask what nationality, what color, they're going to say that's ridiculous and something should be done about it. People should go to jail. People who covered it up should no longer have their job or their office. Like, this is where we are. And this is one of those examples of the left deflecting with name calling. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm trying to see how many views the video. 128 million views right now of the full 42 minutes of Nick Shirley going to these empty storefronts, going to talk to people, looking at the information. And now what I'm seeing this afternoon and today are people doing it all over the country, finding businesses and looking up addresses and showing up at places to ask questions. If we had the real journalism, the traditional journalism that was state unbiased news, we're gonna get out there and pound the pavement for stories instead of just letting being a press release factory of regurgitated liberal talking points, then we wouldn't have people that had to do this on their own. But we don't have that in this country anymore. The left has ruined it. And make no mistake, Trump has gotten much better at his inflammatory remarks when it comes to the media. But every time a story like this breaks, I'm reminded, and you guys should be reminded, that media is failing us. They continue to cover what they want to cover, even when the facts are out there, even when the details are out there, even when you can look at a spreadsheet. Yesterday, the state took the database down because they were like, whoa, we don't want people asking questions. Like, no, that's mean. You're being mean to these people. You're being mean to these fraudsters. We got to cut that out. This is why I love doing radio. This is why I love working for 1819 News, because you get to shine a light on the dark side of things. Somebody once asked me when I was in the throes of covering Sanford, is like, well, when's the last time you covered something nice about Sanford? I'm like, I don't do press release stories. We don't need anybody else out there doing PR stories. If you want to go find a PR story straight from a press release, warm and fuzzy, then you can find that out there. That exists. Lots of media exist out there that do that. What you're not going to find any more of is people asking tough questions, people out there doing the work. I had people say to me, well, I was told that they never did this. And I'm going, well, then why was it on their website? Don't take my word for me saying there is rot at Samford University, or there's rot at Auburn, or there is rot at the University of Alabama. Go check out the stories and click through the links. And even when they delete it, the Wayback Machine has it, and you can see it for yourself. You can read the words of executives and administrators and teachers, their own words. They can't deny that. That's what we need more of in this country. I think we're going to end up with, and I think, we are going to end up with fraud all over the nation uncovered because this guy took the time to go out there and pound the pavement, which is what reporters used to do before they became the official mouthpieces for whoever their favorite person was. We have a locality here, and I'll go ahead and say it, Hoover, where the paper, the local paper, great at the warm and fuzzy, great at the press release stories, but left a lot of meat on the bone, a lot of stories untold during this last election cycle. And it's because when you end up in a lot of these local places and a lot of these, even the state capitals, people want access. They want easy access. And you don't get access if you're asking the tough questions. You don't get easy access if you are out there doing the real work because it doesn't fit the narrative. So if you've got elected officials, if you've got, whether it be local or state or federal, and you've got them out there not doing their job and you're asking them and you're showing them and giving them proof, they're going to run and they're going to go to the friendly. And what we need more of is that tough, hard journalism that we're seeing come out of Minnesota. The accountability will follow when there's a spotlight. And we have seen that here in our state. And yesterday I talked about the DOT. I think we're going to see a lot more of it when Tommy Tuberville gets in the office, what he is able to uncover, having Montgomery insiders being in charge of things for years and years. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I don't know, maybe I'll talk more about 3D printing and TV shows. We'll see. You guys hold tight. April Marie here, filling in for Leland. It's a good one though. It was. You want to paint me a Birmingham, AJ? Do you know this song?
Yeah, I know the song.
Okay, you should know this. It's a pretty one.
Yeah, are you crying?
I'm not.
Everybody go to Real Talk about this. She is crying right now.
No.
The song made you think. What does the song make you think about?
I will tell you. So I don't know how. A friend came over the other day, and I am a crier. I talked about this yesterday. The day I got on, I cried. I am like seriously. It's
No, wait a minute.
and
Now, you
it's
say
not
you're a crier. Are you like an ugly crier, or are you like, tee-hee, you just kind of pat your eye under your eyes type of cry?
It really just depends. It's much like the Southern accent. It depends where I am. If I'm tired or there's alcohol involved, I'm an ugly crier.
Oh gosh, no, you not. Please don't tell me you're one of those type of criers.
It's so bad. I will tell you. It is, but I cry at things. My kids make fun of me so bad because even at like kids movies, what was it? There was
You
a.
cried at Lion King when Simba's dad fell.
I did not cry. I've seen that one so many times. But we were watching. There's a robot movie.
I Robot.
Is it I, Robot?
I don't know. Wally.
No. There was a robot.
Johnny
movie.
Five.
No, it's not. I'm gonna have to find
Short
it.
Circuit.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
We need to do a whole segment tomorrow of what are the good movies I should rewatch. But no, there was a movie about a robot, cartoon robot, and finds a little.
Are you talking about Giant?
Is it where they find the little geese or the little duck? And then the ducks he has to teach the duck to be a gosling. It's a whole thing. Anyway, at the point of this is I cried. I cried twice during a children's movie.
Oh,
and my kids are like, is there? And so my daughter starts describing this to a family friend, and listening to her talk about it, I'm like, oh, like they realize even when I'm watching, because it's one thing, like I cry at The Notebook. Have you seen the movie The Notebook? I'm that. Oh,
anything that feels like I gotta do work, I'm not gonna.
It's based on a Nicholas Sparks movie. It's beautiful. It's gripping. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, that's the type of movie I like to watch.
And yeah, you should. Absolutely. But I cry every time. I know what happens, and I know. And at this point, I know.
You cry at the same part, even though you know what's coming up.
I do every.
Do you
time.
Get ready, get your tissue ready, and hold on, pause this point. Let me go I gotta get ready, and then
What's funny is now that I realize my kids know, I have caught my daughter looking at me because she knows. So even over the last, she's like, "You're gonna cry, aren't you?" Like, hey, mom, here comes the part. You're gonna cry, and I'm like, this is just wrong. But yes, I wear my heart on my. I have no poker face. I have no ability to. I cannot. People have said I'm on the struggle bus because I can only fill in as much as people will leave, right, and give me their show. And there's been different TV openings. Like, go try. I'm like, no, I don't have a face for TV. I have too many expressions. I can't handle dumb. And you get me interviewing somebody and they say something dumb, you're going to know I think they said something dumb because it's there written all over my face.
Mm-hmm.
And so at any rate, and now you put a camera in here and it's going to change. It's going to change everything I tell you.
Right.
And there are times where somebody will call it I was watching that Katie Britt clip that I talked about yesterday. I wrote a story yesterday morning for 1819 News. And a mother was talking about how her son got talked into suicide by basically a chat bot he was talking to, and the chat bot encouraged him to take his life. And I was like, what? So I started looking up this woman's whole testimony because they showed just a tiny snippet of it on air, and you can't help but feel that mother's pain. Like, this is entirely preventable. And so, yeah, I will cry at music. I will cry at songs, especially if it's sentimental. It takes me back to a moment, and I'm like, oh, I can remember that heartbreak. Me and my college boyfriend broke up, and I had a long-distance trip. I was driving from D.C. to Florida, and I listened to the Coldplay album.
Oh, God. That was a riveting 12-hour drive.
I'm
Coldplay on repeat.
I'm like repeat with a broken heart.
She is over here crying her eyes out, ordering food in the drive-thru, getting gas, and people like, oh gosh, what's wrong with her?
What has happened to her? And now I can hear a song. And that, by the way, that breakup was the best thing that ever happened to me. It would have been a whole thing. And
you'll be crying for some other reasons.
But I will literally hear music, and I'm like, I can remember crossing, south of the border and where I was when the song was playing, and like it's a whole thing.
Oh gosh!
I got.
But if anything, you need to turn your whole life, if that's the case, into like a Hallmark or a Lifetime series.
We gotta get to like I'm waiting for that pivot. Okay, I tell that happy ending or the whatever.
Yeah.
Now my mom, I said from a small town. My mom built a house.
Wait, I'm sorry. This sounds like a start of a lifetime. You come from a small town.
I do. Well, that's what I'm saying. So my mom
come to the big city of Birmingham.
I went from Titusville to Tallahassee. That seemed huge.
Right.
Then to DC, and it was like, what's happening? And then I moved to Birmingham. But my mom's like, there's been discussion of just move home, right? Just move, bring the kids back to the same town. And I'm like, that is the Lifetime movie. That is the Hallmark movie. That is.
It goes back in the circle. She left to go find herself.
Right.
End up in a bad relationship. Having kids. Come back. I'm gonna
marry a mechanic, or I'm gonna marry. There's not really a lot of farmers around.
He's a homeless farmer. He just pops up out of nowhere in a truck.
He shows up. He comes.
But somehow no house to fix everything at your mama's house.
It's going to be a whole. But I joke about that all the time because I don't know. When I go back home, and there's a song, by the way, The Place That Built Me, on country. Speaking of sad country music songs, there's a whole song about that. You returning home, and sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what I'd do. Like I can't handle it. No. All right. Tomorrow I will be back. Tomorrow I want to talk and hear about New Year's resolutions. Do you do it? Do you eat the collard greens? Do you do the New Year's foods?
You know what? It changes every single time, but yeah, I tried to. It don't work.
Black-eyed peas and collard greens.
I'm broke.
Broke.
It don't work.
So we're going to talk New Year's resolutions. I looked up some of the New Year's things you're supposed to do in New Year's.
Oh, you're supposed to be doing something in New Year's?
Yeah. Besides, it's like a restart for where you're like resetting a positive new year. These days, I don't even stay up till midnight. We like do an early balloon drop. And this year, I don't know if you know this, they're dropping 2 balls in New York City. Oh my gosh, AJ, I just had an Andrew moment. And suddenly, April Marie has turned into Andrew McLean. No, they're
just went through puberty.
They're doing the ball drop, and then they're taking it back up, and they're doing a red, white, and blue. You guys, AJ is falling out over here. They're doing a red, white, and blue ball drop.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna talk about the 2 balls dropping tomorrow.
You know, there's a blue ball joke in there somewhere.
It's a red, white, and blue ball. Okay. Till tomorrow. Stay out of trouble, guys.
Breaker Man's coming up next. Goodbye, AJ.